You rolling? Woo! Welcome back, adventurers. So, if you have done any ultra training before, or if you've been looking into ultra training, I think you probably know by now that back-to-back long runs are so important. Now, what that means, and some people will do 2 long runs in a day, although I've never done that, it means that you'll do 20 miles on Friday and then 30 miles on Saturday, or vice versa. And sometimes on the hundreds, people will do 20 and then 30 and then 20. Now, this is really important, not so much because of the strength that it's building, although it is building strength, but to get you used to feeling exhausted while you're running and starting exhausted on tired legs and still going for a long distance. That is going to be the closest thing in training that you're going to feel to actually running 100 or 50. Because when you're training for a 50 or even 100, you're never running more than 30 miles at one time, generally speaking. So what you want to do is just get used to that feeling of being fatigued and then hitting the trail. But just because you want to get used to that feeling doesn't mean there aren't things you can do to maximize your recovery after your long runs in order to feel as best as you can and to build strength for the next day's long run. Now, I'm sure you've heard all about foam rolling and keeping your body loose, but what about nutrition? Now, this is one of the biggest things that has made a difference in my training for this last 100. Yes, I always foam rolled, and sure, I would have a salad for lunch after my long runs, but I never really paid importance to the protein. Now, I think maybe for a lot of women especially, we hear protein and we just think of, men in the gym trying to build bulk and build muscles, but that's not what protein is for. I mean, it is what protein is for, but it's for more than that. It's for much more than that. I was worried, of course, of if I'm going to drink protein shake every day, am I going to get big? Am I going to have huge arms? And I'm not so worried about my body changing as an outcome of strength, but it still matters. So for a long time, I refused to get protein, but I did finally try it. I would just have a muscle milk after my long runs. And oh my God, the difference it makes is unreal. It's unbelievable. If you run a marathon and then you drink a muscle milk, the next day you're hardly even sore. Of course, muscle milk is not vegan. There's no milk in it, but it still has milk protein. So what I have tried instead, which I really like, is Orgain protein powder. Now, I've tried Vega as well, and that stuff is good too. It doesn't really matter which one you get. It's just vegan protein powder. And if you're not vegan, okay, fine, do a whey one, but I really love the vegan ones, obviously. All you have to do is add it with maybe some coconut yogurt or some almond milk and a banana, and put it in a blender or a NutriBullet or a Magic Bullet. I have the Magic Bullet. You just blend it up and drink it right after you run. The difference this will make in your running, you just won't even believe it. You will feel so good the next day. I did a marathon yesterday and then I ran 6 miles today and I wasn't even sore a little bit. And that's because I made sure to eat protein right after the run. It's a world of difference. So if you do that and then, you continue to eat healthy the rest of the day, although I generally follow my long runs with half a pint of ice cream or a full pint of ice cream. If you just stick with the protein right after your run, you're gonna feel better. Now, sometimes I also will feel a little dehydrated, so I might add some electrolytes to my protein shake. And I like to use Scratch, but you could use Tailwind or Heed, any of those brands that are electrolytes. Or, drink a Gatorade if you're not into that stuff. But take care of your body and your body will take care of you. So make sure you're adding protein And just let me know if you notice a difference. Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit subscribe.